Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Jamie. I appreciate you all attending this webinar. My apologies for getting a bit of a late start. I had a bit of a confusion with the timing of the webinar, so that was on me. Again, I apologize for that, but I do want to offer a sincere thank you to Katie Kohler, who will be presenting this webinar for all of you this morning. She graciously agreed to do this for our Illinois team, and thank you, Katie. Katie works for the National Ombudsman Resource Center and does an excellent job with their webpage and with several other of our resources that we use on a daily basis. So before I turn it over to Katie entirely, we do also have Carol Scott on the line with the National Ombudsman Resource Center. I think several of you met her at our APAC conference, and she will be assisting Katie with running the webinar. So thanks to you both, and I will turn it over to Katie.
Thanks, Jamie. So my name is Katie Kohler, and I work for the program, or I am the Program and Outreach Associate with the National Ombudsman Resource Center. So as Jamie mentioned, today I will be walking you through our website and our new training center, and I will be showing you how our resources and information is organized on the website and where to go if you need any help. So if you have questions throughout the webinar, you can type them in the question box, and then we will answer them at the end. And the webinar will be recorded, and there are slides that will be sent to you after the webinar. Okay. So just to start off, I have a couple of poll questions just to gauge how familiar you are with the website. So you'll just answer them on your screen. So the first one is, how often do you visit the Norc website? Is it daily, weekly, monthly, annually, or never? So I'll just give you a couple minutes to answer that. Okay, looks like most of you have voted. 14% said weekly, 45% said monthly, 18% annually, and 23% never. So that's pretty good. Okay, and then the next one is, how comfortable are you with navigating the Norc website? Very comfortable, somewhat comfortable, or not comfortable at all? I'll just give you a couple minutes to answer. Okay. And this is pretty good too. 14% said very comfortable, 71% said somewhat comfortable, and 14% said not comfortable at all. Okay. And then I have a couple more. So have you ever referred your colleagues, residents, and their families and/or others to the Norc website? Or to the Consumer Voice website? Okay. So 45% said yes, and 55% said no. So we're pretty even here. And then the last one I have for now is, how often do you refer to a Norc resource to assist your work? Daily, weekly, monthly, annually, or never? So a Norc resource could be like a webinar, or our Ombudsman Outlook, which is a newsletter that's emailed quarterly, some of our reference guides, or the training curriculum. Okay. So 9% said weekly, 50% monthly, 23% annually, and 18% said never. So that's pretty good too. Okay. So I'm going to go to the website now, and I have one more poll question at the end just to see if some of our responses have changed after the webinar. Okay, so this is the Norc website, and we also have the Consumer Voice website. So And to get between the two, you would just click this button in the top corner. And the difference is you can tell that the Consumer Voice website has a blue banner, where the Norc website has a green banner. And they have two different URLs. So it's easy to confuse them, but they're two different websites. So the Norc website, which is the green one, is specifically for Ombudsman programs, where the Consumer Voice website, which is blue, is for family members and consumers and advocates. And the Consumer Voice website does advocacy regarding long-term care issues and public policy, where the Norc website only provides information, resources, and technical assistance for Ombudsman programs. There's no advocacy on the Norc website. It's strictly just information. However, Ombudsman programs can use the Consumer Voice materials for consumer education and advocacy and adapt them for your own use. So before we dive into the Norc website, I just wanted to quickly show you something on the Consumer Voice website. So again, you just click this button in the top left corner. And if you go to Policy and Advocacy, just hover over it. And then if you click Information for Consumers, and then if you click Nursing Home Residents, or you can click Assisted Living, it doesn't matter. And then there's a button here that says Fact Sheets. And there's fact sheets that are organized by topic. And there's also fact sheets for family members, advocates, for family counsel. So fact sheets on selecting a nursing home. So here's a consumer guide to choosing a nursing home. And it's just a quick snapshot on how to choose a nursing home. And then there's also others on specific issues, such as abuse and neglect. So these are all just several different fact sheets that you can share all in one place. So again, you get there by going to the Consumer Voice website, Policy and Advocacy, Information for Consumers, and then fact sheets. Okay, so back to the Norc website. So we are working on making improvements to the Norc website. So it's our goal to make it clear what resources are from Norc and what resources are from other Ombudsman programs. So for example, if you go to support and then training, you'll see that we have training materials created by Norc and then training materials created by Ombudsman programs. So we do that throughout the website, making it clear what are just examples that you can adapt and what is a resource from us. And then we're also reducing the number of pages. You used to have to click on several pages to get to the page that you wanted, but now all the pages on our website are in this top navigation or in the side navigation here. And then we're also archiving old materials. So people used to say that there was too much on the website and that it was overwhelming because they thought some of the stuff was out of date. Even though it was still helpful, it just looked old. So we've been archiving materials. So for example, if you go to support and then program management and then policies and procedures, you'll see that at the bottom there's an archive. So these are recent policies and procedures, but at the if you click archive, you'll see older ones. So we're just really trying to minimize what is information you need. You can still find the older information, but the newer information will be at the top. And when in doubt, if you can't find a page that you were looking for, you can go to About Norc, and at the bottom, there's a button that says Sitemap. And it links to every page on the website, so you can just do Control F and then look for the page that you were looking for. Okay, so I'm going to start with the home page and then just work our way through some of the key pages of the website. So on the home page, you'll see that there's two sections here, News and Press and then Resource Center updates. So News and Press are just articles that Ombudsman programs have either been featured in or an Ombudsman has been quoted. So these are just in date order, and if you would like to read older ones, you just click All News and Press. And then Resource Center updates are new resources or updates from Norc, so not from other programs, just from Norc. So if you get an email about a new resource, it will also go here. And then it will also be posted on the website where it will be housed. And if you would like to see other updates, you just click Resource Library, and there'll be older updates. And then one other thing to mention on the home page is this button that says Visit Our Map. So we have a map of the whole country, and if you click on a state, it will give you contact information for the ombudsman in your state or in any state. So if you want to refer somebody to a program, you can find their contact information and the areas that they serve. So if you see an error on this page, or if your address or phone number has changed, you can email me and I'll update it. So we have this for every state, and you can just click on it and get contact information for the ombudsman programs, as well as other, like Medicaid agency, Medicaid fraud, unit control, anything. And so if you see an error, like I said, you can email me. And my email is, if you go to about Norc, staff, board, and leadership, you'll find all of our emails on the website. And this is me, Katie Kohler. You can just send me an email. Okay. So now I'm just going to walk through these pages at the top. So the first one is new ombudsman. So if you or someone you know is a new ombudsman, this is a good page to refer them to. It gives a good history of the program, information about the final rule. And then there's also an acronym document down here at the bottom, because I know it can seem like alphabet soup at first. So this is a good page to have people start if they're a new ombudsman. And then I'm going to skip these drop-down pages and come back to them and just go to the issue pages right here. So the issue pages are organized alphabetically. So if you would like a resource on abuse, this is where I would normally start. All of the resources we have on abuse are located on the abuse issue page. And it's organized by topic, so by type of abuse. So if you want financial exploitation, it'll jump down further in the page, and all the resources we have on financial exploitation. And they're organized by Norc produced resources, consumer voice resources, and then we also have resources by ombudsman programs. So say you want resources on LGBT elders, you would just click the L, and it will take you to LGBT elders. And again, all of the resources we have on LGBT elders. So the issue pages are a really good resource and a good place to start if you're looking for information. Okay, next I'm going to go through the library pages. So the most important page in the library, I think, is this federal laws and regulations page. This is a landing page for all information about federal laws and regulations. So you have information about the Older Americans Act, the long-term care final rule, Ombudsman final rule, nursing home regulations, and HCBS regulations. Okay, next is government reports, which is organized by state and federal reports. Long-term care ombudsman research, and then the Ombudsman Outlook. This is a quarterly newsletter that Norc provides. We email it to everyone on our list. It has tips and a TA hot topic, so a question that we've been asked in that past quarter, we'll answer that question in the Outlook. It also has updates from what other ombudsman programs are doing around the country, and it's a really good resource. So it's emailed once a month or once a quarter, and if you would like to be on the list, you can send me an email and I'll add you. And you can read archived issues here. So our most recent one was sent in December 2018. And it's pretty long, but has a lot of good resources. So you can read them on the old ones on our website. Okay, and then next is Resource Center updates. These are the same updates that are on the homepage, just new resources that Norc has come out with. And then resources and reference documents, which are just organized by topic. So these are all federal. Okay, so next, the events tab. So if there's a new webinar or a new event happening, you'll look under the events tab. If you can't find the link to register, this is where you would come. So our next webinar is on NORS. It's a 5-part webinar. So you'll find a description and a link to register. You'll also find conference registration here or anything that's happening, you'll find here. So these are all old webinars that have already happened. Okay, so then the support tab. So there's a lot of great information in the support tab. So the first is Norc conference calls and webinars. So all webinars that we do are archived here. So this is the landing page, and it goes back several years. So if you remember an old webinar, you can just do Control F and look for the webinar. So our most recent one was on mental health that Jamie presented on. So you would click 2018, and then you'll find the recording of the webinar here, the slides, and then any additional documents that were discussed in the webinar are also underneath, as well as the description. And the webinar we did before that was on emergency preparedness. So it's the same thing. Here's the recording, the slides, the description. So that's under support, Norc conference calls and webinars. Okay, so next is Nork Notes. And this is similar to the Outlook. It's a monthly email that goes out, and it's just a reminder of resources that are on the website, because we often hear like, oh, I need a resource on this, but it's something that we did maybe a couple years ago, but people just forgot. So it's just a reminder of resources that we have available on the website. So the one that we did in January was on training tips for Ombudsman programs. So you can just click on the date and you can read all about training. So you can look at the old titles, and if you would like to receive this email, you can just send me an email and I can add you to the list. Or if you would like a topic that hasn't been covered, you can email us and suggest a topic. Okay, next is NORS. So all the information we have about NORS is located here. So we have NORS data, NORS FAQs, which are organized by topic. So there's a question, and then you'll just click answer, and the answer will drop down with links. Just like that. And then we also have NORS training and revised NORS data collection. Okay, and then next we have program management. So there's a lot of information here. So the first is collaboration and working with other agencies. So we have two toolkits on this page, one about legal assistance developers and one about protection and advocacy agencies. We also have information about ethics under this section, Ombudsman program funding, Ombudsman program structure and management, policies and procedures, like I mentioned before, program effectiveness, quality assurance, and program management, and Norc resources. And then program promotion. So this is the landing page for program promotion. So examples from other states with social media, videos, annual reports, other brochures, posters, and newsletters. And one thing I wanted to highlight on this page is this infographic. So we created this infographic based on NORS data that you can share with people. It has just all about how much work the Ombudsman program does and what the top frequent nursing home facility complaints are. So it just really puts into one visual how much work you all do. So also under program promotion, like I said, social media, so there's the whole page of example Facebook pages and Twitter pages from other programs around the nation. And then there's example videos. And I wanted to say this video right here was created by the Texas Ombudsman program, and it's really excellent. It talks about what an ombudsman is. I can't show videos, like the sound doesn't work through GoToMeeting, but I would really suggest listening to it. It's just a couple minutes, and it just says what an ombudsman is, and you can use it in training or just to use in your facilities. And you can also get to it from the home page. If you click home, I believe it's the last slider, it just is what is an ombudsman. And at the end, what Texas did is they changed, instead of directing people to their website, they direct them to our website with the map. So people from all over the country can find their ombudsman.
Hey, Katie,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but could you slow down your scrolling? People are having trouble following just kind of which page you're on.
Sure. Sorry about that.
Quite all right.
Okay, so I'm now going to support and then program promotion. And this is where we were before. Okay, so like I said, there's example social media posts, videos, and then annual reports if you want to read annual reports from other states. And then this page has example brochures, posters, and newsletters. So for example, here's a newsletter from the Georgia program. Okay. And then just to move our way through the support tab, I'm just going to scroll back to the top. The next page is Ombudsman Program Examples. So these are issue-based. So we were getting, not complaints, but people were saying that the issue pages that I showed you earlier were very long. So we removed examples from states and put them all on one page to make the issue pages shorter. And there's a link to this page on every issue page. But it has examples from other states based on the topic. So if you want examples from other states on abuse resources, here's one from Connecticut, and here's a couple from Michigan. So this page is also long, but it just is organized by topic. So this is resources from other states on antipsychotic drugs. And this is located under the support tab. So support Ombudsman Program Examples. Okay, and then next is Systems Advocacy, all resources on Systems Advocacy is located here. And then next is Technical Assistance FAQs. So these are questions that people email us frequently about. So we'll write up an answer and put it on the website and refer people back to it. So just like the North FAQ page, it works the same way. If you click on the questions, the answer will expand, and then there's links and a detailed answer below. And this page is also, sorry, I just clicked hide answer and it shrunk the answer. So, and this page is organized by topic. So technical assistance FAQs on abuse, conflict of interest, consent, guardianship, systems advocacy, transfer discharge are all located here. Okay, and then we are almost finished, but the next is training. So if you want resources on training, you go to support and training. So like I said earlier, we separated the resources by training materials created by Norc and then training materials created by Ombudsman programs. So, and they're both organized similarly. Norc training organized by topic. So this training, we are working on several of this type of training. We're trying to create packages. So this is a video recording of a Prezi with the script is here. So you can either use the recording with people's voice, or you can do the Prezi yourself without the voiceover and click through it yourself if you would like to give the training. You can click through. I believe the video, yeah, it's about 15 minutes long, or you can do it yourself and space it out more if you would like. So with the training comes the script, the PowerPoint, and then a fact sheet on abuse. And we also have another one similar to this on transfer discharge, and we're working on another one on residents' rights. So like I said before, materials created by Ombudsman programs, so that's under training. So these are sub-bullets under training, created by Ombudsman programs, and then organized by topic. So here's one from Illinois on legislative advocacy. Okay, and then we have the Norc curriculum, which will be updated eventually, but it is on the website here under training, and it is a 5-module course. So if you click on the module, the first one's on history and role of the Ombudsman program. And this is a good place to start for a new ombudsman, or if you would like to just refresh your skills, you just read about it, watch the videos and read the documents, And then at the end, there is a quiz that's organized by state. And Jamie has a link to view the quiz results so she can see what you answered for the quiz. So once you read everything, then you would click your state at the bottom and take the quiz. Am I still going too fast?
No, you're fine.
Okay. So there's 5 modules. So the next one's on the aging process, and it looks similar. And the other ones are on residence rights, investigation, and then resolution. And then this is the same page that's under training and under support, Norc conference calls and webinars. Okay, and then finally, we have volunteer management. So there are several steps to volunteer management. So we have a compendium that's located at the top of each page that correlates with the page. So getting started, you'll see that we have a volunteer intake toolkit, and then the compendium, chapter 1. So these are materials created by Norc, and then below that, we have examples from other states. So here's examples from other states on recruitment, and then there's examples on the hiring process at the bottom from other states. Volunteer program management, these are all either resources from Norc or from other states. Volunteer training, you'll see again the compendium is at the top on training. I'll just show you what that looks like. And then volunteer recognition, it's organized the same way. Compendium at the top, chapter 3, and then examples of how other states recognize their volunteers. And then we have a subpage under volunteer recognition that has examples of Volunteer Appreciation Week from the past 2 years of how programs have recognized their volunteers. And then the last thing are conference calls and webinars specifically for volunteers are located here. Okay. Are there any questions on the website so far?
There are not.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a couple minutes to ask any if you have any while we answer a poll question. So I just have one last question. So the question is, considering what we just reviewed, how comfortable are you with navigating the Norc website? Okay, looks like most of you have voted. And it looks good. 60% said somewhat comfortable, and 40% said very comfortable. So that's an improvement from where we were originally. And again, if you have any questions or if you can't find a resource, you can always email me and I can show it to you or show you where it's housed. So again, just in case I was going too fast in the beginning, if you want to email me, my email address is located under About, and then About Norc, Staff, Board, and Leadership. And all of our emails are here. And my name is Katie. And yeah,
Okay.
my email address is.
Katie, the question is, could you show again the resource, How to Choose a Nursing Home?
Oh, sure. So that's located under the Consumer Voice website.
And we're
so
still,
to get there.
We're still on the quick poll.
Oh, sure, sorry. can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So you missed, I guess I didn't show how you get to my email again just because I was showing the poll, but it's about Norc, staff, board, and leadership. And my email is here. But to get to how to find a nursing home, that's on the Consumer Voice website. So to go back and forth between the Norc website and the Consumer Voice website, you click in the left corner here, National Consumer Voice. And so their website is blue. So that's how you'll know you're on their website. And you go to Policy and Advocacy, you just hover over it. And then there's a drop-down menu that says Information for Consumers. So you'll click on that. And then Nursing Home Residents. And then Fact Sheets. Right here, it's the fourth bullet down. So there's several fact sheets on this page. So selecting a nursing home, there's 4 on this topic. So the first one is Consumer Guide to Choosing a Nursing Home. There's also one on resources on the internet for consumers, long-term care insurance, and then tips for getting good care in a nursing home. And then there's other fact sheets for family members. So if you just click at the bottom, here's a whole list of fact sheets for family members. So that's a good resource to share with them. Are there any other questions?
Not at this time, but would you mention about the search feature that's on both websites, and the fact that, or maybe I'll just mention it, that if you type in something into the search, the first few resources may be things on other websites, but when you scroll down, you'll start seeing where it'll say the Consumer Voice. Yeah. So that's another way to find resources on the 2 websites.
And the search function combines both websites. So if you search for something on either website, it'll search both sites. Okay. Anything else for now before I move to the training center?
Nope.
Okay. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was our new training center, and eventually all of our training will be moved to this website. So you can get to the training center by clicking this first tab on the home page. It says New On-Demand Training Center, and then this button says Visit the Training Center. So you can click that, and it looks like this. Or you can, I'm just going to go back and go to Support and Training. And then on this landing page, there's an image of that man. You can click on it and get to the training center. And then if you want to just link to it, the link is consumervoice.enroll.net. So when you first get to the training center, you'll need to set up an account. So when you set up the account, you have to confirm your email address. And some people have been telling us that once they set up the account, they're not getting a confirmation email because they have high security settings. So if this happens to you, you can just send me an email and I can manually confirm your account for you so you can log in. So once you're in, everything I'm going to talk about is located in these step-by-step instructions. If you miss something that I say or just want a document to refer to, and it has screenshots of the whole website and instructions on how to set up an account, how to enroll, and how to navigate a course. And then if you don't like that or prefer a video, everything I'm going to talk about is in this video. If you just click, I just clicked read more and it expanded. So once you're logged in, you should click My Courses in the top right corner. And if you're not enrolled in any courses, you won't have any blocks here. And you can click Browse All Courses. So courses are divided into Consumer Voice courses and then Norc courses. So Consumer Voice courses focus on federal regulations, policies, and advocacy strategies. where Norc courses are Ombudsman program practices and advocacy. So once you pick a course, you will enroll yourself and begin reading the material. And after each course, there's a quiz with short answer questions. We currently have 8 courses available, but more courses will be added over time. So we'll add a Norc course, and the modules that I showed you earlier will eventually be moved over here. So I just wanted to show you some of the courses. So Consumer Voice has courses on abuse and neglect for consumers, family members, and advocates. An advocacy toolkit, a course on nursing home discharges, nursing home transitions, and then the federal nursing home regulations. Norc has continuing education courses on abuse and neglect. So these are all for ombudsmen, not for consumers or family members. Nursing home discharges, and then volunteer management. So if you would like to enroll in a course, so let me go to one and we can enroll in one together. My courses, browse all courses. So I'm going to do a Consumer Voice one that I haven't enrolled in yet. So I'm going to do the Advocacy Toolkit. So you'll click on it and then just click Enroll Me. And then you'll be in the course. So these numbers at the top are the sections of the course. So this one course has 4 sections and an introduction. So you'll read the material and then click Next Section. And at the top, it says how long it'll take. So you'll listen to the audio, read the materials, and then take the quiz. And then you'll click Attempt Quiz Now. And I'm not going to answer these, but I'll just submit it. Finish attempt. Submit all and finish. Submit all and finish. And then this page has when you took the quiz, how long it took, and then we'll have your answers. So if somebody else is grading your quiz, or if you want to collect responses from other people, you need to be using Google Chrome. So they can click these 3 dots in the right corner and then click Print. And instead of a printer here, you would click Change and then click Save as PDF and then save it to your desktop or wherever and email it to whoever is grading the quiz.
So Katie, if I cannot finish the reading all at once, am I able to log out and come back at a later time?
Yes. You don't have to do it all at once. You can save and finish later.
And the same with the quiz. I can take part of the quiz and then come back later to finish it.
Yep, you can come back later and finish it. And so what I just did is I clicked, this is the quiz. If you click My Courses, anything will be here on the side that you're working on. So you can just click on it and go back to it. And you can do it again if you want. None of these quizzes have limits of how many times you do it. Okay. So then, like I just did, you click My Courses to navigate back to this home screen, and then browse our courses if you want to do another course. So are there any questions about this?
Not at this time.
Okay. So as you're thinking of other questions, if you have any, I just wanted to talk about upcoming Norc events and projects, because I think this is all I have for right now on the website and the training center. But Norc has a couple upcoming projects. So like I mentioned earlier, we have the revised National Ombudsman Reporting System training webinar series, which is 5 parts. And the link to register is on the website under current events. So there are 5 webinars. The first one's on February 5th, and the last one's on May 29th. So the purpose of this webinar is to introduce new training materials to help programs prepare for the transition of new codes and definitions and activities. And the webinar will introduce the revised new Norc data collection, and the following 4 webinars will cover each part of the revised 4-part training. So if you register once, then you are registered for all 5 webinars. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about was the trauma-informed care webinar. So phase 3 of the regulations goes into effect in November of this year, and trauma-informed care is included in that revision. So Norc will be holding a webinar on that topic this year. And then finally is the Ombudsman App. Norc created a new app for ombudsmen to use while working in the field to be able to quickly access key resources and information. So we're currently testing the app, and it should be ready for you all to use sometime this year. So that's very exciting. So if there are no other questions at this time, I think that that's all that I have.
Well, Katie, so if a person cannot attend one of the NOR's webinars, will that be recorded and they can view it at their own leisure?
Yes, all of the webinars will be recorded and posted to the website. So they'll be under support, and then right here, Norc conference calls and webinars.
Okay, and the other issue or question that came up was, will we have to review the site for all upcoming trainings and not receive email invites anymore?
You will still receive email invites. Emails for everything that's new on our website.
Great, that's all the questions at this point.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you all for having me today.
Katie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize. My internet went down, which meant my phone also went down, and I had to go back on, so I wasn't sure if you could hear me on when I called back in. So thank you. I know, I'm having a bad day. Thank you so much. This was extremely helpful. And for those ombudsmen on the call, we have all of the information on the upcoming webinar series that's going out in the Monday memo, which is going out today. So I think everyone can get a really great feel of how my week is going. But, you know, Katie and Carol, this information is invaluable, and I encourage the Ombudsman to utilize this amazing resource on a weekly basis. So thank you for walking us through it. And if anyone has any questions to get to you, if they want to send them to me or directly to Katie, that's fine. Katie, I noticed we do have some outdated regional ombudsman information on the website. We'll get you a new updated contact list so we can update that. And I think we've got some resources to send to you as well that we've recently updated. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Well, have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.